It was a punishment.
From the French. I still talk to the Frenchman very regularly. Am I pathetic? Probably. Hunter is bringing a date. Wow.
You look great. When I first saw Karen, knocked me out. Yes.
So I'm about to turn 40. I want to do a big trip. We're all gonna go to Spain.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
I don't have any sound. Those are Brittany's.
Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep,
Hello.
that's great. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I guess for most of you it's evening time, right? But if you're from Europe, from Australia, just hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. And please, firstly, I kindly ask you guys to mute yourself, and if you like, you can turn on your video so then I can see you. But just mute your voice first. And we're gonna have a Q&A in the process. So when we have a Q&A, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask us any questions. So, hello everyone, welcome to the xTool Success Lab seminar. My name is Kai. I'm your host today, and this is our very first seminar for you guys. And I want to say, firstly, congratulations to all of you guys because we got like thousands of users sign up for this seminar. But in the end, we only chose like 15 of you guys to join this seminar today. So, very congratulations to everyone. Round of applause to yourself. Um, and can you guys let me know, like, where you guys from? You can just unmute yourself and tell me where you're from, which part of the states you're from, or anywhere.
You got it. My name's Derek. I'm from sunny San Diego. You can see the beach in the background.
Wow, that's beautiful. Is that real? Is that real beach? Or
No,
you
I'm
just
just kidding. That's a background.
okay, Eric? Hello,
But
everyone.
it is sunny.
Yeah, it is stunning. I want to go there right now. But yeah, welcome, Eric. And anyone else? Where you guys from?
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm from Provo, Utah.
Okay, sorry, pardon me. What's the name of the place?
Provo, Utah,
Purple,
in the
Utah.
USA.
Oh, USA. Okay, Christina, welcome to join us today. And
Thank you.
yes, thank you for joining me. And anyone else want to say hi?
Hello, hi, my name is Makia. I'm originally from Michigan, but I live in Denver, North Carolina.
Hola, Makia. Hello, Makia. Welcome to join us today. And
Thank you.
yes, anyone else?
Hi, I'm Tammy.
Tammy,
Originally from Nebraska, but now I live in Tennessee.
Tennessee. Welcome to join us. Okay. Um, I think we still have like two or three more people here, right? Anyone want to say
I'm
hi?
here in Arizona. Hello.
Mike Brown,
Yes, hello. I'm here in Arizona. It's only 118 degrees today.
Arizona. Hola, hola. Hello, everyone. Yes, and anyone else?
Um, I'm from Utah as well. Um, just a few minutes from Provo. I'm in Kearns. But yeah, I'm Kara.
Kara, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all right. So anyway, so I know you guys already signed up for us, so you guys probably know a little bit about xTool. xTool is not only providing the best laser machines. We have so many different type of laser machine. We have fiber laser, we have a CO2 laser, we have a diode, infrared laser, but also we want to help you guys succeed with your small business. So we want to try to find different ways to help our users, and one of our like this seminar is one of our ways to help you guys succeed with your small business. And let me just go to the next. So we're gonna go through 6 sections, including the introduction and marketing potential and products. Also, we're gonna talk about marketing strategy. It's very important to promote your products among all the competitors, right? Make your product more visible. And the last one, we're gonna talk about how to start your own business. So we always saying that your business is our business. We always stick to this idea. We genuinely help you with the practical support, like the big packages. Like today, you guys join us. We're gonna give you the guidebook, and we also have the coupons for purchasing our laser machine on our website. We also have so many tutorial videos. You can go to our YouTube channel. We have the laser how-to video to teach you how to use laser machine. Also, we have some successful user stories to tell us their successful small business stories. Maybe you can get inspired. And plus, we have a UGC, user-generated community, where you can share and get your business ideas. So for more business, you can just go to our website, xTool.com. We have a small business page for you guys. And our mission is empower small business owners, and we sell the laser machine to the individuals, like mainly in the States, also in Europe, and a little bit in Australia. I think in the States, people really love to do some DIY stuff, like craft something, some products or some gifts for your friends or for your neighborhood. But many of our users, they started their own business with our laser machines. Before they probably have a full-time job, but after using our laser machine, they want to have like a side hustle to get some extra money, or they quit their job and to start a full-time job on their small business, like a jewelry or craft woodworking. So it's very inspiring, and this is the reason why we want to have this seminar. We're gonna invite some of our users to tell us their experience, their insight. Hopefully, we can learn a lot from them. And today we have a very special mentor, Ben Henry, to join us. I'm gonna introduce him very soon. Yeah, very excited to hear from him. We also did some survey because it's not easy to start a business. It's not easy to boost your sales. Many people, they are hesitant to start a business, or many people, they already started but they cannot earn money. There's so many challenges. Like the top three issues from the questionnaire we received from our users, from our audience, the marketing, like how to promote my product. I have really great idea how to make a laser products, but I don't know how to promote them. I don't know how to make them like popular among our neighborhood or on social media. So this is the most challenging question for our small business runners. And how to start a business, this is the second one. Sometimes it's very difficult to start, but once you start, actually everything kind of goes smooth. Maybe if you make enough effort, if you're lucky enough. There's so many reasons and so many factors related to the small business process. And the last one is the products, like what kind of products I should sell. For example, during the Christmas, you're probably gonna sell something related to the Christmas. Or if you have like July 4th, the Independent Day of the States, you want to sell something about America, about the flag, about all the symbols that represent the United States. So it's very important to find your like very special, unique product for customers. And the top resources, like we just asked our users, what do you want to learn from our seminar? And firstly, people want to have the guidelines from us. We definitely gonna give you guys the guideline to teach you how to start your business, give you some tips. And also people talk about ideas. The ideas can involve so many different things, like the business ideas, the promoting marketing ideas, or the products ideas. So this is always some people really curious. And the last one is about equipment. So the equipment, of course, laser machines, actually it's not only having the laser machines, but also have the blade cut machine like M1. We're gonna launch the M1 Ultra very soon, which has like four functions: the painting function, and the blade cutting function, the laser engraving cut function, the pen drawing function. So stay tuned. Tomorrow we're gonna have a live stream. You can go to our YouTube channel and to get notified. So yes, but without further ado, we're gonna very, very grateful to have our first guest of our this very first seminar, Ben Harry, to share with us his insight and his tips about how to start your own business. So, guys, a round of applause to welcome Ben Henry. Welcome, Ben. Okay, Ben, can you hear me?
All right. There you go. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can hear
All
you.
right. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get this thing going. I'll make sure I got control of this thing. Don't have the arrows like I did before. Okay.
You want to go to the next page, or
Yeah,
let me help you then. Yeah.
it's not giving me those arrows like we did last time. So, all right, guys. I've been doing laser engraving since 2021 was when I started. I started actually with xTool. Kind of just got thrown into it really. I was looking for a little engraving plate. Nobody around my neighborhood could do it. That's actually what started us. Got me getting a D1, just the rabbit hole. So we started with the D1. Got the extensions came out, the 2-watt RL laser, everything. It just the one thing after another. That got us excited about what we could do, what the abilities of the machine was able to do. I mean, that's let me start over. I'm from Michigan. So we got people from Michigan. I've been married for 24 years. I got 2 boys. I still have a day job. I'm a tooling engineer, so I do that by day. I do this all night long. My wife doesn't like it, but I love doing this laser stuff. It's fun. It's like I said, it's a process. So we officially started E2 laser engraving in May of 2022. And that's what, like I said, it's an ongoing thing. We're changing. Again, hopefully by next year, I won't be working. That's my goal. One of me or my wife won't be working. One of us won't be working is my goal. So that's our goal right now. So, and then I'm also part of the xTool demo host group. So that's why you see, I don't know if you guys can see my lasers behind me. I demo P2s, F1, S1, and then I have the F1 Ultra on its way. So hopefully that'll actually be here Friday. So, and then also I've been doing XES software training on YouTube. Actually, I've been doing those the last 3 months. So those are the kind of things that kind of been pushing myself with xTool and just getting things out. I don't want people to buy a laser and not be able to use software. I really love xTool, XES. I'm full on with XES for sure. So and not Lightburn. That's my thing. I like XES so far. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So a lot of the stuff that we make, this is our website. I do have we use GoDaddy as our website, and it has an e-commerce section on it. We make about 9 different categories of stuff. It's all year long stuff. I mean, we do some holiday stuff, but that's the biggest thing is like I said, the earrings, flags, maps. Those are like our mainstay is, everybody buys that stuff. Wedding stuff. Tumblers are come and go. I don't do tumblers at shows. If somebody asks me, tumblers are what we'll do, but it's more custom work. I do a lot of custom work, a lot of word of mouth stuff. And like I said, variations, you don't want to have a bunch of different. I know we got 4 to 20 different things sometimes, but the 20 is the earrings. My wife just loves making earrings. So we have actually about 60, we counted the other day, 60 different sets of earrings she makes. So, but it's nice to have a little bit of variety, but don't give customers too much. When you give customers too many options, then they will make a decision. That's my thing. I mean, the other thing too is have that price range. Have those $5, $20 items, and then have a bigger item that's shows that you can make something bigger and more expensive. So those are a couple of some of the things that for our business. That's how we do our stuff, and it's going to fluctuate too with your area. Obviously, in a smaller area, it might not be able to do the $150 piece, but if you sit in a bigger area, you could do a $350 piece, stuff like that. So. I want to go to the next slide. Let me see this. All right. So I think we're gonna do. If anybody got any questions on that part at all, you guys can ask real quick. Throw a couple questions out. Nothing.
Yeah, I have a question if you don't mind.
What you got there?
So on your website, you have, the adventure map, the cow earrings, coffee coasters, all that stuff. Is that all made to order, or do you just have like stockpiles of it?
Mostly made to order. I mean, there's a few things that like the maps we have a bunch of, because that is one of our better sellers, but I don't like making, a stock shelf full of stuff. I like making the custom stuff. So I'll make the stuff that we sell. and have 5 to 10 on the shelf. But other than that, I don't keep a bunch on the shelf right now. So
The other
anybody else?
question I have is how do you decide the price to sell things at? Like that map, is that like layers? And do you say,
Yes.
oh, my machine, my machine is, $15 an hour, $25 an hour. So that plus the design, or how does that work? Thank you.
I don't charge for hours on my machine. I charge for my pieces because I'm running my machines all day long. It's too hard for me to break down how many hours I'm running this machine compared to this machine because I'm running all three. There's another one down there, all three of them at the same time. So it's for me, it's just I do the pieces. I do my material times 30% plus double that. That's kind of my thing right now. And then also there's a market thing there. I mean, if I know I can get more, I might bump it up a little bit more. I got some shows I do have stuff marked here, but there's other places, another county away I go to, I might bump stuff up $5-10. And then that's what usually is on my website is the higher price stuff. So
What kind of advertising do you do?
right now, basically Facebook. So Facebook and TikTok, and I mean all those things are Instagram. They're free. I did do some paid ads at the beginning. It's not worth it. It's just, but you got to put something out 2 to 3 times a week is the best thing to do. I mean, it's the more you put it out there. I know people are going to get sick of you and they don't want to see you, and then they don't want to help you. But that's the idea. You put it out to your friends, your family. They forward it on to somebody else. They forward it on to somebody else. It's just that's what I myself. I do have a local radio station in our neighborhood, our county. I did put an ad out for that, so that's helped out a little bit. I always get that. Hey, I heard your ad on the radio. So it just makes it more legit. Makes my business seem like it's somebody wants to come and work with. So that's why we did it again. It's just getting that your brand out there. So
And you do shows also?
I do a lot of shows. Right now, that's my majority of my stuff is we do shows. So we do one. Right now, we've done the last 2 months every weekend. So and then we actually start. What's
Do you
up?
find there's a lot of competition of the same stuff, or do you have like just different stuff? I know like sometimes you go to a
Different
show
stuff.
and no other laser stuff around, and other shows will be like, yeah, everybody's got a laser around. So it's
Yep. Yeah, it is. And that's what it is. You just got to make sure you got to have confidence in what you're making. That's what I come to the conclusion. Because I had a couple of shows I went to and I'm like, oh man, somebody else has got that laser stuff. They're doing the same thing. You just got to have confidence in what you're making is good and somebody's going to want it. Just move it forward. I mean, that's what my mentality went is I know my stuff's better than their stuff. It might not be, but that's my mentality. And I'm going to say that it is. So,
exactly.
all right.
Do you find your
Calculating
custom
the
stuff
next
sells
level.
much?
Yes, my custom stuff sells the most. And it's weird for me. I don't post a lot of my custom stuff online because it's custom stuff. It's usually personal stuff. It's grandparents that passed away, pets passed. It's that kind of stuff. So I don't post a lot of personal stuff. So people don't see that kind of stuff that I can do, which sucks on my part. And that's my own marketing. I could ask the people and they probably would be fine with it. But I just, it's more of a personal and sentimental thing. I don't want to throw it out there. If they want to put it out there and tag me in it, that's up to them.
I agree because I that's what I want to do is pet memorial stuff. That's what I
And
like.
usually
My
like
dog.
those things, they'll ask, like I said, you can ask, like, if they'll tag you in it, and that's what I usually try to do, just to tell them to tag me in it. So
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, shall we go to the next section, the market potential?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right. So sports. I know a lot of things with sports, Olympics is coming up. That kind of stuff, it does help promote, gets people talking, stuff like that. We know that sports is everybody knows sports, football. Like I said, right now with the Olympics coming up, track and field, swimming, those are just things that people talk about at work, around about, and all that good stuff. So I think that's why why xTool suggested, that kind of stuff is being marketable. Obviously, we want to be careful, trademarks, stuff like that. But like I said, that's the thing of being diverse. and being able to use your high school sports, stuff that's more local, more, your kids, your grandkids, that kind of stuff that will give you stuff to get out. I mean, again, I'm big on personalization. So, I mean, that's the whole point of having a laser to me is that personalization. I know we can sit there and make cookie cutter stuff and all day long and repeat a bunch of it, but it's that personalization. That's what we're selling to people right now. So, okay, Kai. Oh, let's see what we got. I didn't read this. So, like I said, again, with the sports moving on, there's a lot of different things coming up with the sports stuff. It's again, all the different stuff, soccer. It's just getting it talked about. Everybody's going to talk about sports. Again, we want to stay away from the copyright stuff. Be careful, that kind of stuff. The trends of being a higher market, yeah. Keep going. Go to the next one too. We'll move on to the next one. So for like me, this is the kind of stuff I did for the sporting stuff that I've done recently. We've got some keychains that we did for some seniors that graduated this last year for softball. We had some other stuff that we did a cup with the kids' names on them for their coaches and stuff. I've done sports earrings for basketball. We also did some ornaments for basketball for the boys basketball. I started making these hat tags, so those are for coaches and stuff like that. And then obviously tributes for coaches that a lot of people like. I mean, and then the last one we did is the baseball bat up there. And that one was really cool. I really like doing that one because we had all the kids sign just a piece of paper and you're able to take a picture of it and just import it into XCS. And I actually I didn't change nothing. It's their signature the way it is, and it's written on that bat and it's engraved in there. And both coaches got one of those. And I thought that was a really cool idea. And they are just little mini bats, but still, it was one of those things. So, but that kind of stuff, that's the sentimental stuff, the personalization of being able to do something for somebody. And it's just, that's what we're going to sell to people is that kind of stuff. So, and it's just getting it out. And then that's, I know some other people ask me, the biggest thing right now, baseball actually was one of the best things I did for summer sports actually, because we end up I got in touch with a local youth baseball and I was able to go to the game with my F1 and parents let me engrave their baseball gloves. I did a bunch of baseball gloves. I mean, just putting their kids' names on them, stuff like that. I mean, it's market wise, that was very profitable. So I'm going to go to the next slide, Kai. Anybody got any questions through there?
Question.
Eric.
How much did you charge for engraving a baseball glove? Is that like $10?
So we did $10 a glove. It was $30 if you bought 3 things, or $25 if you did three different things. I was doing bats, baseball bats. I actually did bats too, with F1 gloves, and then I was selling those hat clips. So if they bought 3 things, it was $25 or it was $10 a piece. So
thank you.
I basically sat there for 4 hours. I did it all day long. So, any other questions?
There were some questions in the chat. So like there was one from Quirky Critters that was like, how many hours a week do you dedicate to your lasers?
Too many.
And then there was another one from Melissa that was like, what are some high selling categories other than sports?
Okay, so for that kind of stuff, I know there was another question actually got brought up on another thing they sent me. Weddings, birthdays, babies, those are your family events. Those are the things you always want to focus on. Those will always sell. I mean, it doesn't matter how many people are going to do it. Those 3 things, graduations, those right there, I think would be your top 3 that everybody can do something. There's never going to be enough people to fill those kind of roles. So let's look at any other ones in here. Yep. Thank you for bringing that up the chat.
No problem.
Anybody else got any other questions? We got the one, Wayne's got a question about partnering with local athletes or sports teams. I actually did do we have a sporting goods store in town. I did partner with them when I started out, and we've done a lot of good stuff with them, doing stuff for a lot of the sports, making hat patches. Again, that's another thing to do is get into you can get into a school, you're doing very well. Schools are very, very profitable because again, you're doing, and especially if you can start doing like awards, the hat patches, stuff like that. It's definitely highly recommended. And again, it's just going and talking to the superintendent, talk to the coaches. I mean, and keep picking their ears. And if you got something you can sample and send to them, that's the best thing too. So, any other questions?
When you do things like for the sports teams, like you mentioned, you did like the baseball bats, the gloves, the different things. Do you usually provide your own blanks, or are you just like, yeah, sure, bring me whatever?
Both. I've had actually. That's another one is track. I've had a lot of people come and just bring me their medals because they get just a generic medal when they do track, and they wanted to have something to commemorate what it is, what day it was. And I did a couple of those actually when I was doing the baseball gloves. They just come down, they brought them down to me, and I engraved them down there. So,
have you ever had bad luck with that? Like you're like, oh no, I just kind of messed up, whatever. Or do you just kind of say, you know what, I can't do that. Thanks though.
there's a couple that I have, but I mean, most of them I always try. If it's something that I don't like and they're still fine with it, I don't charge them. I did have a couple bats that I did that. I'm like, that did not turn out the way I liked. They could still read it. It was still legible. It just wasn't to what I liked, so I didn't charge them. And that's up to you guys. I mean, that's how it is.
Yeah. Do you preface it with like, hey, I haven't done that before. Are you willing to take the risk?
I have actually. I've had that said. I've made that comment a couple times. I'm like, I'm always willing to try something. If you guys if somebody's up for it, I'm willing to try.
Yeah, I'm small enough. It's like I can't replace your whatever. I just was curious how you dealt with it.
Yep. That's what it is. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Actually, I have a question for Ben.
Yeah.
So because you go to many shows, like you say in the past, I don't know, a few weeks, you go to the shows every weekend. And do you make the personalized or customized products on the spot? Or you take the orders from the shows and then you go back home to produce them and deliver to them? How that works?
Mostly a little bit of both. I mean, we have products that are on site that we can do. We have we do a lot of, I don't know if I have those on the website. They're like honeycomb hives that have little honeycombs that you can have to put kids' names in. I have one out here. But there's stuff like that where we have like a grandkids tree where we put little hearts over a tree. Those are two other ones that we sell quite a bit of. And we do those right on site. I actually glue the hearts right on site. We'll engrave all the kids' names on the hearts, and then you can either engrave the name across the top. Sometimes we'll put grandkids, but that kind of stuff we'll do right on site. And then we have some stuff that, if I don't have time, I had a couple people give me some cups and mugs. I don't like doing those at shows, so I'll bring those home and do them. But a little bit of both.
Yeah. And how do you because I'm thinking about the cost. You have the materials, you have to buy the materials on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And how about the delivery fee? If you receive, for example, this person, he wanna have like a customized cap or customized jewelry, maybe just 5 pairs of them, and you make the orders and you deliver to them for free, or you charge extra money?
Mostly because it's local. I mean, to me, it's local. It's within my area. So a lot of the times I don't go too far out. I'm usually about 25, 30 minutes away. So one way or another.
So you mean you gave them by yourself? Like you deliver I see.
Yep. I deliver them, hand deliver.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Or meet up. So, one of those things. Sometimes they'll meet me somewhere. I've shipped a couple things, but other than that, it's mostly closer. So
how about the online orders? Like if you have a social media, people order from online and they live in another city.
I've delivered. I've shipped them out.
Mm.
We use pirate ship as I use a lot of. Pirate ship's a good one to use for shipping.
But do you have like a minimum request that you have to purchase a certain quantity and then I can deliver for free?
Yeah, it's usually over $40. If you do over 40, then it's free shipping. Is what I have right now. So
okay, I see. Thank you, Ben.
Yep.
Oh, I think this is a question from the chat box. Do you use any third-party platforms like Etsy to sell products?
As of right now, I do not. I don't have any online stuff besides my website. It's the only thing I use right now. I haven't jumped into the Etsy pool yet, so it's been keeping me busy enough with word of mouth and being around here and still working that day job part.
Oh, yeah, you have a yes, right. Cool. Thank you.
There was one more just before that
Yep, I
on
see
the
that.
chat. Thank you.
Machine favorite projects. Not really. It depends on your project. My favorite machine, again, it depends on what I'm doing, because I do a lot of acrylics or longer stuff. I have another one down here that has a riser on it. So I do a lot of big stuff. So my bigger stuff I do on that one. Speed on the P2. I do like doing cups on the S1. It's just easier to pick them up. And then obviously the F1 I do for mostly shows. Every once in a while I do have, like I said, those little clips, hat clips we'll do those, that kind of stuff in there. Stuff that I know that I can do fast. So and then hopefully when the F1 shows up, we'll start mass producing some other stuff. So
Okay, and this a friend ask your website link.
I'll put it in the chat.
I have a question
Go
as
ahead
well.
and move on. Okay.
How often do you use the extending options? Where you lift up, it's already risen, but then it has those extenders. I don't remember what they're called. Those rail
Conveyor
attachments.
system.
Yeah.
The conveyor. Quite a bit. That's why, like I said, I usually have one set up. The benefit of having two, so I actually have one down farther than this one here. So I have one that's usually pretty much set up all the time with a conveyor. So I do a lot of large maps too. So a lot of large Michigan maps. So I leave that down there for doing the maps. So
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. All righty. Marketing strategies. All right. So kind of already touched base on this a little bit. Again, it's free. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the things they're easiest things. It's hard for me. I just started getting in front of a camera, literally in the last 3 months. Doing YouTube. Like I said, I do a lot of YouTube lives now for xTool. I don't do them for xTool. I do them for myself, but it's for XCS. I just like doing them. I like, I can go in there and rant just for fun. So, but I don't even do it. I'm gonna say I try to as much as I possibly can. Like right now, I'm getting ready to do a 10-day show. We're actually at a fair for 10 days. So yeah, it's crazy weeks. But that one there, I'll post every day for that one. I always do like a highlight one item in my show every day just to get people into the building and down there. So, and then like I said, we've had the radio spot, which has helped quite a bit. And then like I said, it's right now we're doing a show pretty much every week till now. We had a week off. Now we got a 10-day show. We have a week off. And then we have another show. And then we're back in every other weekend thing. So, all right, Kai, you can go to the next slide. Ooh, all right. Yeah. So I would highly recommend if you guys are thinking about making this a business. I know that even if it's a hobby, honestly, even if it's a hobby, I would start an LLC. They're not that hard to start. I mean, in Michigan, I was able to do it. It didn't cost. It was like $50. I did launch my website start straight away. I probably would not do that right now. Again, there's too many different venues. I would have started the Facebook page and pushed that harder because I actually started the website and then kind of backed off the website and pushed the Facebook just because that was getting more people than the website was. So, but as for the LLC, it's definitely, again, highly recommended just for the tax purposes. I mean, it's still something that's going to help you out advantage wise in the long run. Because take advantage of it. If you guys are going to do it, it's one way or another. I do recommend trying to look for a CPA. Don't find a bookkeeper. Try to find a good CPA. If you don't have one in your area, or don't know of one, get a hold of your chamber of commerce in your area. They will help you out. Actually, that's actually what started me out a little bit. Is I got a hold of our chamber of commerce, and they actually got me in line with a bunch of people and stuff like that. So that was very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. Let's see. And again, yes, I if you're starting out with laser engraving, again, it really does depend on your laser. But if you're just starting out and you just want to get your feet wet running the laser, I do recommend the S1. The S1 by far is definitely, if that came out first, I would have definitely got that one first. We'll get back to your question in a second. But just the ability, because you have the conveyor, the ability to use the conveyor, the riser, the tumblers, some acrylics, it just covers a lot of bases. You can actually do a lot of metals. I wish I had a metal. I mean, some stones, actually, I've been able to do some stones. And I only have a 20 watt is what I use. And I know most people have gotten to the 40 watt. And that's always a question too, is you get the 20 watt and the 40 watt. I'm going to leave that up to you. I can't tell you because I don't have a 40 watt. So, but it's definitely, it covers a lot of bases to get started is what I would recommend is in the S1. So, because that was the biggest thing when I bought my D1 is, we had 16 by 16. Well, I want to make something bigger. So I wanted to make that big. When I got that, gnomes were like really huge. So that I cut a 3-foot gnome on that D1. It took like 4 hours. So, but yeah, that was yeah. So there we go. Oh yeah, that's it. If you guys haven't seen, you're good. But if you haven't seen use the S1, I do like the pinpoint on this better almost than the camera. To me, I wish they'd put the what's on here also on the P2. Just a note, Kai. The location, just so you know where that laser head is at. That would be super, super helpful. So, real quick, go to the next slide. I'm gonna answer a couple of these questions real quick. Benefits of an LLC that you enjoy. Tax exempt. You can sign up for getting tax exempt on stuff. Again, it's just saving you that little bit of money up front. That's one of the benefits that's for sure, that you get off of it. And then again, like I said, once you create that LLC, you can get accounts. I got an account because where I buy my wood, I have an account, so I just got I can go a month out before I got to pay that bill, so I can make sure I can get some product out to the customer. So that helps me also. So, okay, that's actually a good question, Peggy, about the electricity. So I still haven't surpassed COVID yet. We'll say that. My electric bill is still cheaper than when we were all home for COVID. So I that's how I rate it. We haven't surpassed that yet. And then I'll see what's the last one we got.
Can I say something about that super quick? So I have the S1 and I have it hooked up to this tiny little battery that I have in my shed, and I can see the wattage that it pulls, and it'll spike at 118 watts or something like that, but it pretty much consistently stays below like 30 watts, which is nothing. Like that's pennies.
It's a light bulb. I mean, we used to have 60-watt light bulbs in your house. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I mean, to me, they're basically, they're not giving that much off more than an old school light bulb. So
is the S1 a diode, and the what's the other one, P2? Is that one the CO2?
Yes. Okay. Not with the S1, that's the other reason why I would suggest the S1, because they do have the additional head to get the IR laser. So that's why
that's how you do the metal in it then, right? I was wondering. Okay.
And you can do some metal, like stainless steel will actually engrave, it's a little slower, but it will mark pretty well with this with the 20 watts. So all right. Go ahead.
So I have a question for you, and it's mostly, how can you handle a 10-day anything?
I go crazy.
I can barely handle a 2-day.
Don't get me wrong, I make stuff pretty much every night. So it's one of those things. I mean, I got product, and then if I run out, I come home and I make some more, and I'll go make, sell what I have. I only can make as much as money as I bring into it. And that's the sucky thing with doing shows is you never know do I bring too much or bring not enough. It's unfortunately until you get some shows under your belts and know what's going to sell, don't cram a bunch of stuff on the booth. And that's actually one of the things I want to recommend on the booths. Like our earrings, we put one pair of earring out. We don't put like 10, 12 pairs out at a time. You put one item on the table, and it gives people that, if they're around and they want to see one item, they come back and there's only one item. They're more likely to buy that one item instead of, seeing three of them there and like, oh, it's still there. It'll be fine. It'll be there when I get back. So it's just a little tip for doing a show. So we're going to go into the production side, the design. So again, like I said, I have no problem designing an XCS. I like designing an XCS. But you can go to Etsy and buy a file that's probably already made for $1. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably spent a couple $100 on Etsy the first year. It's just it's instead of wasting my time, again, I was still working. I didn't have time to design and do we modified some stuff and then tweaked it and put our own twist on some of the designs, but it's worth it. It really is just to go in and buy that $1. Obviously that's another suggestion for making your own money if you want to get into designing. If you are a designer, and selling digital files is where to be at too. I mean, that's definitely a platform that, if you have that ability, highly recommended. But the two that we have up there, the Etsy and Creative Fabric, those are the two I use. I get a lot of files from them. I know Creative Fabric usually has a Christmas sale. You can get a year's worth for $45. So it's very handy. I'm going to go to the next slide, guy. I can just go ahead. We're going to watch a quick demonstration I did for making an ornament real quick. So should be able to play that. Is that the actual file? Okay, it is me. Got no volume. You got to be unmuted. I am talking in this video, just to let you guys know. I can walk you through it if you want me to, I guess. No, we can't hear it either. I can just explain it if you want me to. Can't get the sound to work. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, I like designing with my engrave on. I don't know if you guys use the XCS. I'm very highly 2.0, definitely. I know it's beta, but highly recommend to use 2.0. It's worth it. The design ability that 2.0 has over 1.7 is night and day. And I had to trim some stuff out of here. I wanted to show you guys more, but I was trying to keep it down to a 6-minute video. So that's why you'll see some things change here in a minute on that ornament. But it's like I said, to me, stuff is very easy to do now. On 1.7, it was difficult. It was doable, but it was difficult. Now it's to me very, very simple to, especially make an ornament, make these things pop up real fast. And like I said, that's just a JPEG I got off of Creative Fabric. So, or an SVG. And that's even now, an SVG or a JPEG, you don't really, because of the abilities they have in XCS now, you can turn your PNG files. I don't want to say some JPEG you can, but PNG files, mostly because they're cleaner, you can turn them into an SVG fairly easy in XCS now. So, like I said, it was just a quick little demonstration how a lot of people, because again, even nowadays, I'm actually going to do it here probably next month. I'm going to put Christmas ornaments out, because that's where people start doing, honestly. and they buy them. It's, people think ahead. I'm actually going to probably put at my sale I'm doing this weekend. We do advent calendars. I'm going to put those out. I'm going to see if I can sell those. I mean, people are looking for that stuff. It doesn't really matter. And that was another thing I think I missed out on. One of the other objects was, don't chase holidays. You could put some holiday stuff in your shows, but don't be just like strictly holiday stuff. Actually, last Christmas I had some Halloween stuff. I had a skull. I'm like, I'm never going to sell this. I had a skull that I engraved on a piece of wood. That's all it was. I sold that at my Christmas show. So you never know what you're going to sell. I mean, don't say, hey, I'm not going to put that out. Every time I tell myself I'm not going to put something out, it sells that week. So,
Question. So you're making an ornament. Is this a glass ornament? Like a
this could
clear
be
glass?
wood. It can be anything.
Oh, I thought you meant like a ball ornament. So
No,
this is just
no. This would just be a flat. This to me right now, this would be a flat ornament. Could I put this on a ball ornament? I could. I wouldn't do the outside shape then, but I just do the logo. But yeah, it would just be that's what a lot of people do. They do like the flat ornaments. You can put a back around there if you want to make it, put a glass. You can make it out of plexiglass. I just like designing. That's why all my stuff's solid. I just like it so I can see it. Usually I think I start filling in the colors here in a minute. So let's see.
If no one's asking questions, I can ask another question.
Go ahead.
How do you engrave on glass? Or like clear plexiglass? Because diode laser doesn't do that. And I just found out that the 2-watt IR laser on the S1 does not cut through plexiglass or acrylic. So I'm like, I don't know.
So you can engrave on glass and clear plexiglass. You have to use what we usually call temper paint. It's cheap. You just need that substrate so when the laser hits, it has something to bounce off of. I don't use a lot of it because I have a P2, so I can do that. I don't know. I haven't dove totally down that. And that's what I started. When I started doing lasers, I'm like, I need to do glass, I need to do this, I need to do leather, I need to find something you guys like to do and kind of focus on that one and get really good at that one first. That's my suggestion. Is don't not try stuff, but don't overwhelm yourself with, oh, I gotta try this, I gotta do this, I gotta do cups, I gotta do glass, I gotta do all that kind of stuff.
I tried some of that spray that you're supposed to put like on it's like a black ink spray that you spray down for laser engravers, like what you were mentioning. And I just can't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I read the instructions. Like I was trying to make black print on purple metal business cards. And so I sprayed it and then I tried lasering it and it came out junk.
It probably will, because you're probably for that sense to make it just won't. It probably won't do it because the heat. Because the way the heat, it's a weird reaction. Are you using the laser spray? Are you using like Brilliance or Ceramark?
I don't remember the brand, but it was one of those on Amazon. It was like $50, so it's one of those.
It was one of those two, probably. It's more for regular stuff. I wouldn't try putting it on a coated material. You can technically do it. So with the S1. But the IR laser, I think you can do it. If you run it fast, it will actually do the dark. It will leave the coated paint dark. Not even my business cards. I do mine and they turn white. I do a high with a high speed, and it doesn't pull with the IR laser. It doesn't do that. So it's playing with the settings. Yeah, you got to play with your settings because a little bit goes a long ways. I know we all say do your test. Do your material test. Well, the problem is when you look at that material test, you look at the difference between line 1 to line 2. There's probably 50 more you could do in between there. So that's what you got to do is you see where you're at, shrink your wing to do it again, and then that will get you in where you need to be. Is don't be just look at that one and say, oh, that's all I got to do. Well, there's another 300 different levels and sizes and speeds that you can play with still. And then on top of that, you can work with your lines per centimeter, which will give you another whole different.
Yeah, could you explain that super quick? What you've seen on
The lines per centimeter.
Yeah.
So most of the time, I up my lines per centimeter is when I'm using the IR laser. So when I'm doing metals and stuff or coated metals. So usually run it up higher to do the coated metals. It just like I said, it's hard to explain. So basically, lines per centimeter, it's how many times it goes down a centimeter within an inch, or and then within 1 centimeter, it drops down. So it's when it's 300 lines per centimeter, it's 300 times it goes down within that centimeter. Then it's 90 if it goes the other way, up, up, down. So it's like pointillism. You got to think as lasers as pointillism. When you put more lines, dots together, it makes it blurrier. When you put them farther apart, it separates it. That's basically what you're doing when you laser on wood, laser on anything. It's basically just a bunch of dots. So that's how you gotta think about everything. So when you put more light, because everybody's like, oh, just it's gonna look better if you put more lines per centimeter. Not always. Sometimes you got to back that line that off, and it will actually look better. I do a lot of photos. I actually been backing off my photos to like 90 lines per centimeter, and they look way better because you're not getting that heavy dark lines anymore. You're getting the actual contrast now. So it's just playing with it. It's just playing with those settings and stuff. Let's see if I'm missing. I got 9 missing. I'm really far behind. I think I was just talking with each other. Chalk paint is another one I've heard people use. I know a lot of people use the chalk paint for doing tiles also. So I've never used laser paper. Go ahead.
So I'm new to lasering and I'm starting to love it. But what I'm having the problem is learning the software and how to use it. I probably should have gotten a better laser than what I got. So I'm looking at this software and it seems like it's pretty easy. So can you compare, what did you start off with and what software? And because this seems like it's easy to do.
So it's very easy to do. I mean, to me, unfortunately, I because I'm a tooling engineer, I come from AutoCAD, CAD background. So I have that computer background a little bit. So that it didn't take much for me to pick this kind of stuff up. That's why I feel like I can do a class. I do a lot of, like I said, one-on-one stuff. So it's one of those things. If you guys ever want, I'm on all the Facebook xTool sites. I mean, all of them besides the M1. The only one I'm not on. So look me up if you guys want to chit chat with me afterwards. So you're more than welcome to still talk to you guys. But yeah, it's definitely, to me, it's easier to pick up. I know a lot of people say if you come from a Cricut, if you ran a Cricut, I actually never did, but I've seen some of their stuff. It's kind of like a Cricut. The background, I'm not saying anything bad about Cricuts or this, but it's just easy. It's the way it is, pick it up. Like I said, they've made it a little bit more advanced, which is good. I don't know, people are just scared because they made it a little more advanced, but it does help when you want to start designing. And now you can edit the nodes and move just a node around, which is just a point in the corner. And I think I did a little bit in there in the video, but let's see what else I'm doing here.
Thank you.
Yes. This is very intuitive. Anybody else got any questions? I'm just going through, make sure I'm not missing nobody else's.
Yeah, I've got a question. We don't have the conveyor feeder here in the UK.
Yes.
How do you break it, or have you tried breaking up bigger projects into smaller projects? So like doing a big sign, I have to use a third-party software to kind of break it into 2 or 3 pieces.
You do or you don't? I mean, technically you can break it up in XCS. You can break it up in XCS. It's just knowing that, you got to pay attention to your numbers. I've done it a couple times where you take a box, just box it, and then make 3 copies of it kind of thing. It's one of those things where, I've done it once or twice. I know like Lightburn does it a little bit easier, does the box up, the cut up thing. But even with that, you still got to have section to section because you can't do the pass through. So how do you work around that? Because actually, when I started with this S1, I had the without the opening the door arch cam for the UK base. So I know where you're coming from.
Okay, thank you.
So, but yeah, it's unlike I mean, unfortunately, I haven't had to really deal with that as much as you do. Again, I know Lightburn has that feature. Maybe someday they might have that feature, but as of right now, I mean, I know there's ways to do it. Again, it's a math thing more. It's just paying attention to your numbers and put a box, break it up, section, section, section. I've done that a couple times, but it is again now the way it is a little bit easier to kind of break something up, but it's just getting stuff reset and making sure everything lines up. So let's see if I'm missing anything else. What's our next slide? Okay. I think where we're at. Much in. Let's see. We go to the next slide. I think it's just kind of the list of don't make me feel so bad.
So sorry, give me a second.
You're good. There we go. So I would recommend taking a snippet of this, screenshot it. I mean, it's a lot of useful information right here, guys. It's
This is
it's
also in
different
the
type of shop.
email that they sent us.
Did they send it to you? Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
get
we
that
got
email,
this.
so I didn't get it.
They
I
sent
may
this
get
whole
PowerPoint, so
did
did they? Okay.
2 days ago.
Awesome.
So prep.
So yeah, I definitely this link is having all this information is very helpful. On this list, I've used Shopify, custom things actually, something new through xTool. I've been helping with them on kind of I don't want to say developing it, but I've put a lot of input in custom things. So it's definitely changed over the last 3 months, and it's in a good way for us. For us as you trying to sell stuff because it actually lets you take an item like I see tag clips I was telling you guys about. I can send this to a customer, have something on there, and they can actually put the font they want and actually put everything they want the way they want it, and then send it back to me, and then I can make an order of the process. And you can do that with specialized stuff where they can actually put their own font, how they want it, where they want to write it at, and all that stuff. So that's where that custom things is very. Again, I definitely speak highly of that custom things for sure. The other ones I'm not too familiar with a lot of them. I know big e-commerce, WooCommerce, those are another ones just like Shopify. That's what all those are, just e-commerce platforms. I'm not too sure of. MailChimp, I know that one's for marketing. So it just is mass marketing if you have email contacts to email out. I think same thing as Zoho. Yeah. Going to the next slide. Okay. Logo maker, that's another one. I don't know. I had my logo up there for a minute. I mean, I had it kind of put my brain out to the whole thing. It's one of those things. I mean, definitely start out with a logo. I mean, I readily recommend start something that people know you by, and that's what's going to help you out. And that logo maker actually it's not bad. There's another one. I think it is a Shopify one. I kept seeing. Canva has a nice one too, actually. Adobe Express is another one that's a free. I use that one actually quite a bit. It's another one that's actually very handy. And then QuickBooks or FreshBooks if you're trying to do your book accounting. And then I use PayPal myself. I know a lot of people use Stripe or Square. So those are the other two that are very highly talked about. So what's the base questions in here?
Yeah, do we have any more questions? There will be the last round of the question answering. So feel free to ask anything about the small business.
I have a question. So I don't have a laser yet. I'm planning on ordering one like this week or next week. So a lot of the things that they're talking about in the groups, I don't understand a lot of that. So where would be a good place for me to start learning some of this while I'm waiting for my lasers?
what are you like? What you're lasering? I mean, that kind of stuff. Is that what you're? I guess.
Yeah.
What are you having questions about?
Well, I'm looking at getting the F1 Ultra and the M1 Ultra. So, I've never used a laser. I don't understand like the settings that they're talking about and all of that stuff. So I just kind of want to have
It's
somewhat of an idea once I get them what I'm looking at, I guess.
Gotcha. There's definitely YouTube videos out there. I know xTool has a few, but I know there's a lot of makers that have this stuff. I mean, it's definitely how I would definitely obviously look up the M1. There's not that many out there right now because it's not out officially because obviously it comes out tomorrow, right? So Kai, the M1 Ultra, and then the F1 Ultra. Obviously, it's limited, but it's slowly. Obviously, by the time you get it, I mean, there's obviously you watch as many videos as you can. Those are slowly starting to come out because people are finally starting to get their lasers. So
Yeah.
so unfortunately, like I said, it's one of those things. But Kai.
Yeah, sorry. So about the two machines you just mentioned, the F1 Ultra laser and M1 Ultra laser, it's like so it depends what kind of products you want to make. So if you are very interested in making metal related products, you want to laser engrave on metal, like a jewelry or stainless steel, something like that, then I recommend you to purchase the F1 Ultra because F1 Ultra is the fiber laser. They can laser engrave and laser cut some metal. So that's the only laser that you can do with the metal stuff. Also, F1 Ultra has a blue diode laser, which is the normal laser, the regular one. They already have a large range of materials you can work on. The wood, like any blue diode laser. Like this is a great combo, combine the blue diode laser and the fiber laser. So they can already laser engrave and cut so many different materials. So that's a good start. But the price a little bit expensive. So it depends on the budget as well. And M1 Ultra, this is like upgraded version of M1. So this is one is quite basic, I would say, compared to the fiber laser to the F1 Ultra, because it only has this kind of like a blue diode laser 20 watts, or you can choose the 10 watts. But it can have they have like the blade cut. So if you want to use the vinyl, you want to cut vinyl, I recommend you to purchase the M1 or M1 Ultra. They can perfectly blade cut the vinyl and you can press on your shirt, on your clothes. Also, they have like a printing, inject printing. So you can print something on your clothes as well. But it's not like very professional printing machine. So M1 Ultra is kind of like a mix. They have so many different functions, like four functions together, but it's quite like a beginner friendly. So, but if you want to have like a larger material to laser engrave and cut, especially for the metal, I recommend you use the F1 Ultra. But if you consider the price, F1 is also a good choice because F1 is really fast. It's like up to 4,000 millimeter per second. You can laser engrave a jewelry within seconds or within minutes. It's a little bit cheaper than F1 Ultra, but they cannot laser cut metal. They can only laser engrave on some metals and plastic, for example, the earphone box or some other plastic products. So it depends on your budget. It depends on what kind of materials you want to use.
Okay.
And that's like I agree with him. A lot of the stuff that when you guys need to think about is what you're looking to do. I mean, that's where, like I said, why the S1 covers a lot of bases to start out with. The F1 is great. It's fast. Once you see an F1 compared to everything else, it's crazy how fast the F1 is. But you are limited to a 4 inch by 4 inch. I mean, you have to slide, but it's still you're limited a little bit smaller. You do get bigger with the Ultra. I think you get up to like 8 inches by 8 inches. So you get that kind of space in that cutting ability and a lot of stuff. But once you want to get bigger than 8 inches, and then you want to get into more of an S1, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously we'll find out tomorrow what the size of the M1 Ultra is going to be in. So I'm sure it's a little bit bigger than what the M1 was. So, but yeah, it is hard to figure out what laser is what you really want, cost wise to what you're really going to use it for. For what you're sounding like, I mean, really, I would say P2 is going to cover all those bases. I don't want to push you to one laser and up. You're going to buy two, but P2 would cover pretty much everything you're looking for. And it's a good starting point. if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, also our audience gave you some suggestions as well. Someone mentioned S1. S1 is actually very good. Ben mentioned that too. The price is friendly and you also can laser cutting with a large range of materials. F1 is really fast and P2 is perfect for laser cutting with on acrylic. So it just depends on the material, depends on your budget. And any other questions?
I do have one thing real quick. If you are looking at a laser, I do highly recommend to buy the bundles through xTool. It's just more bang for your buck. Because if you just want to say, oh, I'm gonna just piece this a little bit later, unfortunately, it's gonna cost you about twice as much if you want to go down the road and wait. But Eric's got a question, I think.
Yes, I have a question. Wow,
What's up?
I'm glad it finally came to me. So I'm starting to do the 6 millimeter plywood because I want to make some thick things. Like thick. I'm sure. And what I found is when I'm cutting it and it cuts like very corners, like thin pieces, it starts the wood on fire like all the time. And so I wanted to ask, is there any tips about that when you're cutting a little bit thicker material? I know about like lowering the focus point like 3 millimeters, so it like cuts in half. Like I know that part, but just so it doesn't like a V. Whenever the laser has to cut in a V and it's cutting really hot and really slow, once it goes down to that V, cuts back up, there's too much heat that's localized, and so it starts on fire. And so I wanted to ask, is there like a different way you can cut it where you can decide to cut it back and forth so that it can get those thin lines, but without starting the material on fire? Or how do you mitigate that?
Multiple passes, lower power, multiple passes. Turn your power down. Don't run it 100%. You know, I normally actually run mine. I don't know if you got the 20 or 40. I usually run it like 90, and then I run my 20 watt. I can do it's like 4 or 5. I think I'm my 20 watt, and then 2 passes. I can get through the 6 millimeter. But obviously, my P2, I can do it, and I run that at 95 at 11, and it cuts in 1 pass. So it's multiple passes because like when I did my D1, that was the same way. I could run it, but I'd run it at like 85. I'd run 3 passes to get through 6 millimeters at like 3 or 4 speed, and that's where, like I said, the D1 was so slow. I mean, I'm not saying bad. It was slow. That's why it was hard for me to like bump my stuff up. That's why I wanted to get more lasers, more time, more production speed.
Yeah.
Time is money.
Another question about that. So I got like the conveyor feeder for the S1, and I'm trying to design things like in 16 inches so that I can go to Home Depot, buy a 4x8 sheet of plywood, 16 inches, that's 3 strips of 8 feet long, 96 inches. Like I'm trying to do it, but to do 2 passes, is that pretty accurate? Where I haven't hooked it up yet because I'm too scared, but can I do 1 pass and then it'll pull it back through again, like at the exact same spot? Because that seems really finicky. Because I had like, if it doesn't cut through the first time, I can't line it back up. Like,
it actually doesn't let you do multiple passes with a conveyor. You will. It does give you the option to start back at 0 and you can run it again, but you do run into that option of it. So it's a test, unfortunately. And I'm gonna really emphasize on the wood. Try different woods. Because when you start getting into the wood, so what I would recommend is not buying a 4x8 sheet of wood. Try to find 5x5. Seriously, I mean 5x5 wood has less glue in it. And then or find, and I buy myself, I don't buy from the big box stores. Try to find a local lumber store they'll carry the 5x5 stuff, Baltic birch. I know a lot of people run MDF. I don't like MDF myself. That's just my preference. So, and I'm sure powered is different. And Mike's got the same power I usually run. Eric, what size laser do you have? 40 watt or 20 watt?
Yeah, the 40-watt S1.
40 watt.
Yeah.
So
And about like the 3 millimeter basswood, is it better to buy the plywood basswood or just the basswood straight cut? Like,
so ironically, solid wood that doesn't have the glue inside of it will cut better than the wood with glue inside. Because you will be able to cut through that easier than you can plywood, actually. You'll be able to cut like through 3/16 quarter-inch solid wood, like ask me to go to Menards or Lowe's, your again lumber store, and just buy solid like pine or aspen or aspens. I use a lot of aspen. It's just at Menards. It will actually cut through that easier than quarter-inch plywood. That's I mean this is off my P2. That's 3/4. So,
is that
yeah,
still one pass?
yeah, that was one pass. So it does start, you start getting that V and that when it starts to cut that thick. So I usually stick around 1/2 inch, that's why the conveyors I think are already rated for 1/2 inch. That's really the conveyors only can go 1/2 inch thick. You can't put 3/4 inch board inside the conveyors.
Another question. I don't mean to keep just hitting you with questions, but I'm trying to become a master at this. The inside of my S1 is so dirty, and like the honeycomb sheet is like black and sticky. How do you clean that stuff? What do you even do? How do you clean off the laser head? Like it's just full of junk.
Kai, you want that one or you want me to answer that one?
I think you can answer that question. I never really clean that part. So.
You don't have to clean them? Come on, Kai. So with the laser head, I clean alcohol, just rubbing alcohol. That's my recommendations. And then I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll take the lens cover." I don't ever take the lens cover off my laser, ever. I don't have to. And a lot of people do that, and then I just wipe it off, the alcohol, clean the other side off with alcohol, clean your rails, get your thing. So the honeycomb, there's 2 ways you can do those. If you want to get them nice and spick and span, oven clean. You actually spray it down with oven clean, and then probably take it. If you've got a power washer, power wash it off, or take it to a car wash and power. And that's the way to get it clean, because it's a pain in the butt to sit there and try to clean it out with one of those pipe brushes that come with them now. So it takes forever. Yeah, I see somebody else. Wayne agrees with me. Oven cleaner.
Awesome, thank you. And
it does work good.
Last question, and then I'll be done, I promise. First off, thank you very much, Kai and Ben.
No, I appreciate it.
All these questions. So I got the 2-watt IR laser for the S1, and I don't know why I did. I thought I was going to get these awesome results with it. I tried doing like some plastic cutting boards with it. Totally sucks. When I tried doing some of those black aluminum business cards, that 2-watt IR laser just flies the card up in the air. It's so powerful. And so I really haven't found good uses for it. Like I don't know. I feel like it was a waste of money. Can you please help me understand how to use it correctly?
So I'm gonna tell you now. I want the 2-watt. I don't have the 2-watt IR laser for this, and I actually want to get it for this reason. Black acrylic. You can do some really awesome photos with the 2-watt laser on black acrylic. And then you have the laser head that you can cut the size. So those are the 2 main things I would use it for. And then, like I said, it's more for metals and stuff. So if you're doing jewelry and that kind of stuff, that's what it's for. So again, it's at what do you got, Kai? You're asking for something.
I just phone call our coworker who is in charge of material laser product making, and he normally cleans the honeycomb. So I just call him how to deal with it about the previous question. So Eric, my coworker suggests you can use the high pressure water gun and to clean all the debris or fabric on the bottom of your honeycomb and with some detergent. So the high pressure water gun and detergent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And really, just let you know, Eric, I mean, do business cards, I would actually use probably the blue laser more than the IR laser. It really depends on what you're looking for. Like I said, if you're looking for a white, unfortunately, it's a little slower. It's because of a gantry style laser. Um, Once I got my F1, so I used to do 12 business cards on my D1. Obviously, it's still a little slower. Same concept as the S1. I can do 12 cards in 45 minutes. I can do almost 60 cards in an hour on my F1. It's I can do I can do 2 cards every 2.5 minutes. That's that much faster. So that's why.
Yeah, as soon as
Anybody
that
else got any?
came out with F1 Ultra, man, for business cards, like that's so.
That's one thing that I'm hoping for too, to be honest. So let's put them on the conveyor belt. So any other questions? But there's something I was saying, I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
Anybody
any
got
other
nothing else?
questions? Any?
My business card or the acrylic?
Business card.
I do.
Yeah, I'm asking.
Sorry, yeah, is this what you're trying to do, Eric? Something like this with the,
Oh, that looks nice.
and that's just on the S1 using the blue, the 40-watt diode.
But that is stainless steel material, right? Wayne.
Yeah, stainless steel. Yeah, stainless steel.
Stainless steel
And it
and
just
aluminum.
burns the.
Yeah. Yeah, blue dowel is that can laser engrave on stainless steel as well.
Yeah, I got some stainless steel. And then like for this, to get the dark engrave, I use laser engravable paper. You just wet it, stick it on, and engrave it like you would a business card. And it gives you the black engrave.
Cool. Yeah, that looks
I mean, it's just settings, so it really is. But Eric, real quick, for your issue for the blowing away, tape them down. Tape the top edge of your card down, and your card won't blow away. Or make a jig for them. Those are 2 things I'd recommend. Yeah, don't be scared to make jigs, guys. That's the other nice thing about having the lasers, man. We can make all kinds of cool things that help us out, make our life easier. For sure.
Yeah, I have a little jig that does 20 cards at once, but even still, with it in there, with the IR laser, it was just making it bounce left and right. Oh yeah. Do you engrave marble ever? Like white marble?
I would probably say not white marble. I have some sitting on a shelf sitting over here, and I haven't really done it yet. I've done stones. You can do it. I did it the other day actually, but it's obviously it's more time and it's a slow process. But
Do you like regular
again,
rocks or jewelry stones kind of deal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the polished stones, I've seen a lot of that being done lately on the S1s. So those turn out really cool.
Have you tried them on the F1? I haven't tried any yet. I just bought a bag of them. I haven't tried them.
The jewelry stones?
Yeah. It's like crystal.
I have not, but I have seen some people post them on the F1 site.
Okay.
There's a couple there's one girl that has some really cool designs that she does on these stones.
Oh,
and they're
cool.
just line drawings too. So
Good, thank you.
Yeah, any other questions, guys? Last call. Any questions? Okay.
like I said, you guys can always find me on Facebook, man. Hit me up.
Yeah, you guys definitely can reach out to Ben on Facebook. Okay, so guys, if you want, you can just share how do you feel about this seminar. on your social media. Can be Instagram, can be Facebook, can be TikTok if you have one. With hashtag actual Success Lab seminar, we're gonna select one lucky audience to give away a free machine. That will be iPhone Ultra, right? So it will be iPhone Ultra, which is very brand new laser machine. We just came out maybe like a few weeks ago. It's perfectly for metal laser engraving and cutting, and also has this blue dye laser, which means you have a really large range of materials to laser engrave and cut. So please share your feelings, your thoughts about this seminar on your social media with the hashtag tag us, and we're gonna select one of them. Okay, guys. And yeah, Ben, do you wanna anything to say?
No, thank you for letting me pick your guys' brains and tell you the kind of the stuff that I've gone through in the last 2.5 years. It's like I said, and that was the one thing I was find a group. That was the biggest thing too, is find a group of people that I don't want to say like mine, kind of in that same business sense. Laser. I'm lucky. There's a laser group in Michigan, and it's really helped. That helped me. Just the be able to bounce ideas off each other and stuff like that, and ask questions and they do different fiber lasers and different stuff, but it's still just that having that community. If you can't find it there, find one online or something. It's definitely, there's a couple of websites that if you hit me up, I can explain to you, send it to you that way. And there's two YouTube channels that help me out quite a bit.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. Thank you for your sharing and for your patience and for everything. This is great. I really like it. And thank you, Chansey. Thank you, Eric. And thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Caitlin, Christine, and Levi, and Melissa, Makia, Mike, Peggy. Also, let me check. And Tammy and Wayne from the UK. It's really late for you, I know. Yeah, thank you all of you guys joining us today, and I hope you learn a lot from this seminar. And hopefully we can see you guys next round, or you can invite your friend to join our seminar next time as well. So you guys can hit up, Ben through Facebook or other social media, and maybe buy some products from him to support him. This is like a community. We are family, and yeah, that's all. And thank you guys. Hope you enjoy your night or enjoy your morning, yeah, or afternoon. Okay, bye bye. See you.
See you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone. I saw your messages.
Can we post tomorrow?
Post?
Since it's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
late?
of course, Makia. Is that your name pronounced Makia?
Yes, it is.
Makia, because my name is Ma Kai. It's quite similar anyway.
Oh.
My Chinese name, Kai is my Chinese name, Ma Kai. Yeah.
A lot of people get it wrong, but you got it right. Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Have a good night.
You too. Okay. Wayne，哦，走了，Wayne，OK，拜拜。哎，我是不是已经结束了？哎，好像还没有。
你先 mute 掉先。